Hello, I'm Haley and this is Taya, and welcome to Haley and Taya Rip Up Supernatural and Start Over, and also sometimes talk about other stuff, a podcast.
Also known as HATRUSA, and this week we are talking about Season 2, Episode 5, Simon Said, which originally aired on October 26th, 2006, and was written by Ben Edlund.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
So, today, before I start our fun little
Yes.
summary, thank you, we have a few content warnings. I could just say on-screen suicide, but specifically there is 4. One by gun, one by traffic suicide, one by self-immolation, which is lighting oneself on fire, and one by jumping off of a cliff. So,
Yes.
it's on screen, and that can be very triggering.
You see all of it.
All of it.
Aside from the first one where I believe it cuts away pretty fast.
Yeah, but it's still, you see the blood,
it's still,
so you know that
it's still
happened.
very much there. Yes.
So take care of yourself. If that's something that's going to upset you, please skip the episode.
And if you need to, skip this one too.
Yes, and also there is minor sexual harassment. So skip this recording, skip this episode if you need to. Take care of yourself. We love you. The plot, we open with a dream. Samuel. Oh my god, is his name Samuel? Oh my god, wait. That would be fucked up. I hate that. Anyway,
I think
because he's named after his grandfather.
His name is Samuel. His name's Samuel.
Oh my god,
William
his name is Samuel William Winchester. Oh my god, I'm getting that tattooed on my ass.
What? we need to do this episode.
Oh my god, wait, hold on.
What?
So I was just curious. I was like, I really liked this. I really liked this episode. I wonder what else Ben Edlund has produced. He did Ghostfacers.
Oh my, good for him.
So I like him. Anyway, plot. Sammy's having a dream, but we don't know that it's a dream.
He did the French mistake. Sorry, keep going.
Oh my god, he did the French mistake and ghost. Oh my god, we like him. Ben Edlund? What? Ben
This was his first episode.
Yeah. Oh my god, wait. He also did the Hitler episode. Uh-oh!
Anyway!
Oh god.
They can't all be hints. Oh no. Anyway,
Sam has a dream of the gun guy killing somebody and then himself. And then he's like, Dean, we have to find this person. They do.
Which I think valid.
Yeah.
You're making him sound a little bit unreasonable.
No, I was just being dramatic. Dean and Sam are driving, and Dean's like, okay, like, I don't know, this probably isn't what you think it is. Sam is like, or it is. And then when they go to the Roadhouse to talk to Ash, Joe is kicking ass at an arcade game. Ash is naked. Sam's like, hey, can
in his room.
Yeah, he's naked in his room.
Just to be clear. Come on, Haley.
Sam asks him to do something, and he's like, okay, and then he searches, and he searches, and he searches, and he's like, nothing, and then Sam's like, okay, search a house fire in 1983, and mom die, and baby, and he does, and psychic kid? So they go, and they find him, and they ask around, and they're like, yeah, Andy, Sam stops the gun thing from happening, but then he walks into traffic. Meanwhile, Dean finds Andy, and Andy talks him out of getting out of his Impala, let him take it for a spin, which was really funny. Then they reconvene. They talk to Andy. Andy makes Dean tell the truth. Blah blah blah. Later, a woman sets herself on fire. Then they find out that it's Andy's mom, birth mother. Andy's adopted. And then they with Andy's help, they sneak into like the town hall records and find the birth certificate, and they're like, oh my god, Andy, you have a twin brother. And then they find out that the boy who was in the first scene in the town was actually his twin brother, and then he acts really, really creepy and bad to Andy's friend, who's a woman girl, and then Sam has a dream forward migraine of her jumping, and then we save her after some stuff happens, and Andy is forced to shoot his brother, and then Sam and Dean leave, and then at the end, Joe gets Sam to no, not Joe. Ellen gets Sam to tell her what the hell is going on, and yeah, even though tries to be like, it's family business, Joe, Ellen. The end. Taya.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, sorry. Discord is like cutting out so bad, so I didn't hear like a ton of that last part, but I assume you were right. Like, I'm just like, hello?
Hello. Yeah,
So...
I finished.
Okay, cool. Good job, I assume.
Thank you. I did a wonderful, amazing job.
I
missed
you.
nothing.
I believe you. I'm sure. I mean, I don't. Here's the thing, guys. I'm hungry for dinner, so I'm not one to extend this any more than it needs to be extended.
Mm-hmm.
So my notes on Haley's notes are perfect. No notes.
Thank you. Those
unless
weren't my
there's
notes,
something
though.
I meant, or summary. I'm sorry, your summary. So unless you had something that you felt like I should comment on, we can just move to your notes.
You know, I don't think so. But
let's move on.
My notes now. So today I did something different for a change, and I decided to type my notes because I can type faster than I can write. Even though I do like writing, typing is faster, and it's easier to watch and type because they're on the same screen. That said, I have almost 2 full pages of notes.
You were typing so much. This will be a fun new aspect of these, is us during commentary just rapidly typing.
Yeah. So, very grayscale lighting, very weird. It was, I don't know if it was only in the first scene and like when they first get in the town, or if it was the whole thing. I kind of stopped paying attention, or I got used to it. But there was really weird, like, it wasn't completely grayscale, but it was like it was lower saturation.
It was like a weird level of saturation where it looked saturated, but like in an off way that made you go, that doesn't look right.
Like the contrast was bumped up, but the saturation was bumped down.
That's it.
So, very odd. And then I was like, do we know this man? Because there was like a little flash scene, and I was like, wait, do we know him? No, that was just him being told. And then I said, okay, he's buying a gun. And then I said, gun stores are so unsafe. Why are they like this? And then I said, we can't get into gun safety right now, but oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, we can't talk about this, but these guns, these weapons are literally just like leaning against a wall and held together by like a bike chain.
Yeah, not safe.
Come on.
Dennis is dead now. Okay, Doc is dead too. And then we get to the car. Dean called Sammy.
I will say before you go, there is admittedly a kind of cool shot, which that also confused me after the doctor kills himself. The camera pans up to like right as the shot goes off,
and
there's a sink, and I was like, is that like a decoration in the store? Because then
there
different
were like
sink,
a
it like
couple
shifts
sinks.
to like Sam like turning on the water and splashing his face, which was like an interesting shot. I just like wasn't sure if that was like we're just going up and that's the scene transition, or if there was a sink on the wall ceiling.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was interesting. It stuck in my mind.
So, I don't fucking know what the hell that was, but it happened. So, in the car, Dean calls Sammy a freak, and then Sam is like, wait, so I'm a freak? And so my note is, Dean called Sammy a freak and then tried to pass it off lovingly by patting his leg. That was pretty good. I liked it. I thought it was funny. Joe High scores on the gun arcade game. I like her so much.
Shame that no one else likes her.
Yeah, there's a lot of really weird camera panning in this episode. That's where I pinpointed in the beginning. Taya was like, something's off, and I was like, yeah. And then I realized when Dean and Joe are talking in the roadhouse, there's a lot of panning
and like
it's very
also
first
like a bit
person.
of a swoop.
Yeah, it's very strange.
There's a bit of a swoop to go from their heights because Joe's shorter than him. So it'll like arc up to Dean, arc back down to her, and it keeps moving. And this show usually is more, at least so far, has been a little bit more static.
Yeah.
So it was just off.
This one was very much filmed like The Office for a minute there, and it was strange. Yeah. I I think that our Supernatural should be filmed like The Office.
I think that would be really good and funny.
I think that's a hot
Mostly
take.
because I want every single other character to turn to the camera at some point and just be like, I fucking hate Sam and Dean Winchester.
Right? Oh my god. Have a few talking head. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Next note is Ash was naked. Was he fucking? Was he masturbating? I hate this. No matter what he was doing, I hate it. Sam Winchester cast moment. King shit. He had a cast on because the broken arm we talked about before. REO Speedwagon? Macy, this one's for you, babe. Macy likes REO Speedwagon. Also, that's a JoJo's reference. Anyway, Dean run off with Joe. Do it. Joe made a joke, and Dean was like, if I run off with you, your mom will kill me. And then you see Ellen in the background just looking over at him, like, glaring. Next note is, Dean's singing moments, because he was singing. Even though he made fun of Joe putting on REO Speedwagon, he was then still singing the song in the Impala later. My next note is, are W2s public? How can they see his W2? We have not looked it up.
Oh, okay, got it. Are they public?
So Taya's gonna look that up. I'm gonna keep going. But yeah, was it the doctor who they looked up the W2? They looked up a W2 or like to get information on the guy. And they were like, yeah, according to his W2, this is his address. And we were like, what the fuck?
I don't think you really can. It looks like it's W2 forms are exempt from disclosure under federal law. They are not public records under the RTKL.
So probably Ash got into it somehow.
He probably, he's a smart computer dude. He probably just hacked it. Let's be real.
So this was a quote. Taya said, she looks familiar. And I said, she's a blonde white woman, Taya.
Neither of us looked it up. Hold on, I can look her up.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go on to her.
I think she was just a blonde white woman, but I got distracted.
Holy shit!
What?
She was Bon Bon in My Little Ponytails and Nori in Barbie Mermaidia.
Oh my god. Obsessed.
She was also in Bionicle, the movie.
That's really good, thank you.
I don't think I probably just recognized her from this episode, but that is so funny to me that it's like, hi, My Little Ponytails and Barbie Mermaidia. Those are two of our things.
I'm dead. My next note is, I kind of got distracted by everything else happening, and I forgot to mention the Psychic Kids moment, which is fine because I mentioned it in the summary. But at least I think I did. Wait, I don't even remember if I did or not. This is a Psychic Kids episode. Hi.
Hi.
My next note is, you're not a murderer, Sam. You don't have it in your bones. And I said, debatable. Because, especially when, like, spoiler alert, when he's, like, soulless later on, like, he does murder a lot. Ma'am, get out of the open window. You're gonna fall, queen. Then I have, this is a cherry ride, smiley face. I really liked that quote. Andy said it to Dean about the Impala. Then I have us making fun of Dean Winchester because he let him into the Impala, even though we know that Andy uses mental manipulation. We're so mean to him, but I think
totally
he deserves it.
Our mind.
We were
just dunking on him so hard.
We were like, wait, Dean, what are you doing? Dean, why are you letting him get in your car? And I was like, wait, maybe he knows what he's doing. And then Taya was like, wait. And then I was like, wait. And we were like, wait. He has mental manipulation because as he drives away, Dean like fades from the manipulation and he like looks after the car as it's driving away and he's like, "Whoa!" And then I have the quote: "He full on Obi-Wan'd me," because I liked it. Dean apologizing to Baby for leaving her, so funny. And then I have OJ was guilty, Dean. Amen. Dean makes a reference to OJ Simpson's murder trial. Then I have, when they were looking in Andy's van, I wrote the bamboo curtain, the disco ball, the big old bong. This is it. This is how you write a character without telling us anything about the character. We knew so much about Andy just by the, small glimpse of the inside of his van that we got. And it was incredible. I loved it.
Environmental storytelling.
That said, Dean Winchester picks up the bong. Dean Winchester knows what a bong is. Dean Winchester knows how to hold a bong. Dean Winchester has smoked weed? Does Dean Winchester smoke weed? Please, we have to know.
They're never going to tell us.
They're never going to tell us, So that's a decision we have to make for our Dean Winchester.
I don't know anything about weed.
I also don't.
Someone else make the decision.
Yeah.
Write in. What's your hot takes on Dean smoking weed?
Oh my god. Then I have Dean can't stop lying because Andy is making him. That was so funny. Scene of the year. I wanted to go back and watch it, but we can't because we record our commentary with the episode. So if we'd backtracked, it would have fucked things up. But
yeah, it's so people can watch along with us if y'all ever choose to, which you should. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
But it's so funny because I don't know if they ever bring, like, aside from the other special children, it's like, do they bring back Sam, like, being resistant to some supernatural thing?
I think they might, because it is on the Wikipedia that this is the first instance of it.
Yeah, but I mean, outside of the special children, is he only resistant to other people with
Azazel?
With Azazel's blood?
I think so, but I don't know.
That's lame. I think it should be, like, a fun little, like, Russian roulette for him.
Right, because we know that he's not, for the demon blood, which I feel like would fall into the category of being something you should be immune to if you're immune to psychic stuff.
Yeah.
But he's not, because he gets addicted to it. It's a drug allegory, but whatever.
Whatever.
Then I have, who's this blonde bitch? That never got answered. I still don't know who that blonde bitch was.
That was their mom.
Oh, that was her?
Yeah, her name's Holly.
Oh, I couldn't tell if that was the same person or not, because then she, like, was on fire.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's their mom.
So the blonde bitch is the mom who dies. Sorry, Holly.
I guess fitting that she also dies in a fire. I didn't think of that before.
Oh my god, wait. I also didn't.
Wow. Now this is good writing. It's not. It's like, that would be good in any other show. Here it's like,
that would be good in our rewrite.
Yeah, it's like you guys tripped into it.
Yeah.
Because, like, she didn't die. That's what they talk about later. They're like, there is no pattern anymore. But she still did die in a fire, which I do find interesting.
Right. Andy's like, dude, I don't know what's going on. I'm a little magic, but I don't know. I promise, I swear, frowny face. I like Andy. That note sounds like I'm making fun of him. Next note. OMG, he was adopted. He didn't know he was a twin. I was under the impression that he knew he had a twin, from what I remembered, so the fact that he didn't know he was a twin was, like, I liked it. Then I have Dean geeking out when Andy did the Obi-Wan line was so cute just now. I think that Dean should be an outward Star Wars fan. I think that would be very funny.
I feel like he already has made enough jokes that, like, he is one, but just not in, like, the way that you usually see a Star Wars fan depicted.
Right. Like, I don't know
but it would be funnier if he was depicted that
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what Star Wars fans are called. Like, I know that Star Trek fans are Trekkies.
What are Star Wars fans called?
Is there an answer, Taya? What is it?
Someone said Warsians, which is terrible.
That's horrible.
Star Wars because it's terrible. I've heard us called Warsians, Rebels, and Nerf Herders, but none of either really stuck.
All right, so there is no official Star Wars fan name.
Hold on, there was one that was really funny in the Google preview that I can't find. Hold on, because I want to read it to you.
Okay, but regardless, while Taya finds that, I think that Dean, in our rewrite in Supernatural 2.0, Dean Winchester is an avid Star Wars fan, and, like, maybe he has, like, a little Millennium Falcon, like, hanging from the rear view in the Impala, and, like, a bobblehead of, like, Princess Leia. Please? So funny. Also, it would be really good with, like, when Charlie comes into the picture, because I think he teases Charlie about her being a nerd, but, like, if he's a Star Wars fan, and, like, I think Charlie likes Star Trek, but, like, can you imagine how good that would be, Taya?
Oh, really good.
It would be, like, a really good dichotomy to have, and I want it. So, that's what's happening for us. In our rewrite, it happens. Anyway.
I can't find it in the actual page, but it starts like this, and I'm so sad I can't find the rest. Yes, it's true. Star Wars fans are called Star Wars fans. We are too big for any more measly moniker transcending every demographic. We are every ... And I'm so mad I can't read the rest.
I like that. My next note is, I think that Andy shouldn't die in our version. So there's a lot of things that I took from this episode to make into our own version. I think that Andy shouldn't die in our version. He should become part of the crew because he would be a wonderful asset for doing illegal things. Imagine all of the times when Dean and Sam have to pretend that they're police officers. If Andy was
Honestly.
with them, he could just say that they are and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Come right on in." Like
It's like he's another character that's like he plays off them really well, like comedically. Usually, he has a kind of like a slightly a different sense of humor to them, so it's like it's not the same thing.
which is shown when he does, like, not only when he does the Obi-Wan line, like he talks to the guy and is like, "Why don't you go get a coffee?" And then as he walks away, he's like, "These are not the droids you are looking for." And Dean is like,
Yeah,
"Awesome."
it's just like this show desperately needs just more characters who stick around who aren't so intense.
We can't just have straight men. Like, when I say straight men, I don't mean heterosexual. I mean like straight, like the straight man
Yeah, like a
character.
straight man in a comedy.
Yes, we can't just have straight men. Like straight man, straight mans.
Yeah, and I feel like that we have some side characters because I feel like Charlie's a little bit more fun because she has her whole fan thing going on and LARPing and everything.
Right.
But like she's not even that big a character. I feel like they need a more consistent character who is a little bit more fun. And I don't even need him to come on all the hunts. If he could just hang around a bit more, like I need them to lighten up the mood a little bit because I get
Right.
that this is a drama, but it's like too much of a drama. It's 15 seasons. Like we
Right.
cannot keep it at the same
Like,
depressing note for
can
15
you
seasons.
imagine if Supernatural was a dark comedy? How much better it would be?
It would be way better. I need a little bit more fun because if you always keep us at this tone, and that's I think the reason why the favorite episodes are like The French
Oh my
Mistake
god, you're
and
right.
Ghost Hunters and Changing Channels because it's like these are like the one episode a season where it's not at the same really dark depressing tone for the majority of the episode
Right.
because even like just the monster of the week ones, it's like it's intense, and there needs to if you keep it at that level, it's not going to feel by the end of season 15 major characters are going to die and people aren't going to be as upset as they could be had you not kind of gone on like a roller coaster with the tone. We can't
Right.
keep it like at this depressing note all the time. You got to lighten up a little. You got
My
to.
god. We just solved the whole problem. Our
What, this show
Supernatural.
sucks?
Yeah, yeah. Our Supernatural is a dark comedy and a drama now, instead of just a drama, and it makes it
Mhm.
all the more better. Anyway,
Yeah.
my next note is I have an evil twin. Quoted by Andy. That's what Andy says when he finds out that he has a twin.
Yeah.
And that was another one of Andy's haha funny moments. Then I have Sam death migraines. So funny. Like, it's not funny, but it's funny. Just like Sam gets a migraine and has a fucking premonition of someone dying.
It's so much. I
That's
think
like
part of
kind of
it is the
funny.
way it's the way it's shot with like it's like it gets kind of like flashy and like shaky cam
Yeah,
when he's
and you
coming
have
in and out of it,
yeah,
and he's like grimacing and rocking back and forth. And like the thing is, this should be like a scary, impactful moment, and it's just kind of goofy.
right. And you have Dean going, "Sammy, Sam," and it's just like, okay. Then I have creepy men go away. How many creepy men are in this show? That's when the brother is being weird. But then we find out that he doesn't actually have like a thing for the girl. It's just like a weird, like, my brother is mine and needs to be my
And it's
brother
also like a
only.
little bit of a weird power trip with her. It's
Yeah.
very uncomfortable. That's
Um.
where a lot of the harassment and coercion comes in.
Yes.
The car scene is bad.
Yeah, the car scene's bad. My next note is Taya said, "What is that spotlight?" And I said, it's the moon."
The moon.
I said, "It's the moon," and I put a little smiley face. Then my next note is, this is fucking unnecessary. Like, yes, they know it's bad and they're treating it in a way that it is scary. That's talking about the car scene, the harassment. Before he has her like jump, or she doesn't, but before he like gets her to try to, he like makes her unbutton her shirt, and it's like,
He doesn't get very far, but it's like, why is this even happening?
right, he just does it to do it, and it's like, it's unsettling and it's uncomfortable, and she's like crying and asking him to stop, and it's bad. But
It's
like,
really bad.
the thing is, like, it is done in a way and filmed in a way that it is very scary, so like, you know that it's bad, but it's still so unnecessary. Like if you wanted that I don't even know what you would call it, like that message.
It was literally just another way for them to show that he's like really abusing his power. And I think we already knew that, which makes me wonder if we even needed it.
Right.
Because like him taking her to the dam to do this anyway and outright telling her that it's because she's close to his brother, like that's enough. It feels like I feel like we don't need that extra, like he was clearly getting off on it, and it's like
Right.
we don't need this. We already know he is like abusive and like really mad with his power. Like you don't need to show this.
Right.
It doesn't add anything. Tracy never comes back.
That's her name.
It's well, I only know that because I was like, oh yeah, that's the real name, because I only know Trucy, right?
Got it.
That has a U.
Yeah, but yeah, so if you want that message of like doing this is bad, you can do it in a different way in a different episode, somehow different. Not here. It was bad.
You know what? I just realized the thing that really bothers me about it, and I'm gonna be super super quick about this.
Okay.
But it's the fact that Tracy is not really a character. She doesn't really have any character.
Right.
And this isn't done to affect, like, okay, it affects her, but the narrative is not interested in how it affects her because she never comes back,
right.
because we never have any time with her. It is explicitly, like, it is all about Andy. Like,
yes.
His brother is doing this to like harm her for Andy, and probably also knows that this will upset Andy and is kind of like trying to get back at him for letting other people get between them, quote unquote.
Right.
So it's a woman being harassed and assaulted for more man pain. Like, we can't keep doing this. We really can't. It's not acceptable.
No.
Just cut the scene.
Right.
Just keep that part out.
Right. Then my next note is, why does this twin look like Walmart Elijah Woods? Because he does.
He does. It's weird.
It's the whole time we were both thinking it, but nobody said it.
And we just refused to say it. We were just sitting there silently.
Because I will never shy away from saying things that I think
no, you won't.
in my brain. My next note is, oh shit, the man with the yellow eyes. Azazel, we all know. Then I have, yes, Taya cannot say Azazel's name.
It's fine.
Then I have, oh my god, he was forced to have to kill his own brother, because he didn't want to kill him. He only killed him because he was about to make Dean shoot himself. So, he killed him so that Dean wouldn't die. Then I like Andy so much, and then a frowny face. Then this note sort of backsteps to something that I didn't make note of because I had said it out loud. I wrote, I was right. He had never used his mind thing on her, and he never wanted to, and now she's scared of him because of it. That fucking sucks so bad. He is a good character. I like him. He's genuinely,
and he's not coming back.
Yeah, I know. He's genuinely,
well, he's coming back, but not like a lot.
Yeah. He's not a freak. He's just a little quirky, and I like him.
And so, that's the other thing. He has a really good conversation with Sam, where Sam is like, why are you living out of a van?
Yeah.
You know? Like, you can manipulate your way into anything, and you're living out of a van. And he's like, but I don't need anything else. Like,
yeah, he literally said, I have everything I need.
And, like, it's because I definitely get, like, a kind of, like, an anxious, stressed out vibe from him. But at the same time, he's, like, very chill, and he's content with his life. And, like, he says it. He's like, I'm a little magic, but that's it. Like,
yeah.
He's very grounded still, and I really like that about him.
And, like, the fact that he purposely doesn't use his thing, like, often, I feel is kind of what was implied there.
Yeah, because he didn't know how to use it without words.
Right.
And his brother was like, practice.
Right.
And it was clear he hasn't. And he goofed around and took a car. Like,
yeah,
okay.
when he goofed around and took the Impala, it was because he knew Dean was following him.
Yeah. It's like he took a car, and then he only used it because they needed to get out of situations involving, like, the police.
Yes.
Like, it's just like he doesn't
Andy
really use his
so
powers.
much.
I'm really sad that he dies. I genuinely am sad.
I want to elaborate on him using her power on him. Him using his power on her. So it's when the brother is, whose name I literally fucking keep forgetting. It started with an A.
Ansem?
But Ansem is the character from Kingdom Hearts.
Well, it's Ansem. So
is it really?
It's Ansem. Yeah, I had to look it up because I genuinely couldn't remember them saying it in the show. It's
Well,
Ansem.
that's the character from
Ansem
Kingdom Hearts,
Weems.
but whatever. So when Ansem is making her do what she's doing, and like he makes her pick up like a big old branch stick to like hit
Yes.
Sam, and
He
so
says he stops her.
yeah,
Him being Andy.
Andy turns to her and goes,
And says no.
"Stop."
Or stop. No, or
And
stop. One of them.
so she does, but like you see it on her face, she's like, "What just happened?" Like she's horrified. And in that moment, I was like, "Oh my God, he's never done that to her before." And
Yeah.
him saying, "I've never done that to her before, and I didn't want to." Like,
Yeah.
oh, Andy.
And she's never going to come back. I kind of think if we keep Andy beyond the special children plotline, Tracy should be at least mentioned.
Yeah, Tracy should at least be
Because
mentioned. Maybe they text. Like, I want that to be tied for him.
it's because it's so interesting, like as like a sense of like as like a thing of betrayal,
Right.
but like also knowing that like in the end like that was what was best for her. Like,
Right.
I think it would be just as traumatic if she had seriously injured Sam
Yes.
for her. So
Or
it's like
seen Dean die. Seen Dean
seeing
die.
Dean die. So it's just like there's so much to unpack there. And I feel like that's where a lot of these Monster of the Week episodes end up, where it's like there's so much to unpack and we're never coming back to these characters,
Right.
which is a little sad.
It's so sad. I love what Supernatural could have been. Or could be in my brain.
Could be in our hands.
Yes. I have only 2 more notes. Dean being like, "Psh, no, I'm not scared. That was mind control. That wasn't real. Psh. I call a do-over." And Sam being like, "Oh my God, what are you, 7?" Dean cares so much about his brother, and I call that a good sibling moment. Because even though Dean doesn't have to, like, Dean doesn't have to be like, "No, I'm not scared." But I think that he's got his traumas and, like, is still so hell-bent on keeping Sam safe from his own feelings.
Yeah.
From his childhood. Like, oh my God. Sibling moment.
Sibling moment.
And then final note is my one, Dean wink, and then a little blushy emoji. He winked.
Okay.
And that's how I know it's.
I mean, it was a good episode. It's just that like it's the rest of this show. And I think that if I'm remembering correctly, and I very well could not be, I could be messing this up, but the special children plotline has always felt to me the most solid and the most well written, because that really was what the show was. The first 2 seasons are special children, and then we go into Lucifer, and like obviously that I think was initially planned from the beginning too, pretty much, because I think that feels pretty planned when you look at it again. It's like, okay, this show knows where it's going. But because I think the special children is what they had to initially pitch, like this is where the show is going, that section has always felt the most solid. And it's just kind of a shame that it's like between all these episodes that aren't good, because I know we're only on episode 5, but that's what, a fifth of the way through the season.
Oh my God. Yeah.
20%. And like, I think 2, maybe 3 have been good, but it feels like the episodes that are bad are so bad. They're so bad. And I'm not sure if like in a different show where more episodes were good, if this one would just be fine. But it's a standout because it's decent.
Right.
Because we still have problems with it. We definitely still have problems with it. Another thing we didn't mention, because we've talked about this before, which doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about it now, but I don't want to like weigh down the podcast, is that the doctor who dies is a dark-skinned black man, and he's the only person of color who has any speaking roles in this episode. And it's just like, and it's like, of course you can do.
Killed him.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you can do blind casting, of course, that's fine. Except you're casting, and I have no idea how this worked out, but like you had to make the choice to cast a dark-skinned black man to commit suicide twice,
Yes.
and to walk into a store and kill a white man.
Yeah.
With out of nowhere, because he has no reason, because he's being manipulated by a white man. Like, it's stuff like that where, like, that makes me go, okay, this episode has its issues, because it does. But because it's this show, it's like, this is the best we've got, too.
Right.
Which, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This show is a lot. It's a lot.
We are chugging.
What's next?
Don't you be a
Meow.
I'm trying to find out, but Buddy's on my index card.
I'm just meowing to Buddy,
Crack
even though he
shipping.
can't hear me. Crack shipping!
Sam and Ash again.
Sam and Ash? Oh, I was gonna say, Dean and Andy.
Dean and Andy. Okay.
Oh,
I
that's
like
what the fuck I
that.
was doing. I was trying to see. You know what? It's not going to show up. I already looked for Sam and Ash today, and I was disappointed. I couldn't find anything. I am not going to look up Dean and Andy and also be disappointed in the Supernatural fandom for not having any creativity.
Yeah,
so.
but hold on. Like, that's fun. Wait.
I know! I think it's
Taya,
fun.
that's your first crack shipping.
I know! It's
Oh
so
my
hard
God.
usually. It's so hard.
This was a monumental moment for us.
Really,
Oh, hey,
truly
I kind of
was.
skipped. You didn't have anything for Lore Library, did you?
No, all I had was mentioned already, which was just like, will they keep... was just like Sam and his
Right.
immunity to powers, which
Okay.
like it's not a big deal if it's just the special children. That makes a lot of sense. You know, it makes sense. I just think it would be more fun and interesting if it was like he has no idea what he's immune to.
Right. And I think that's something we can write into ours.
It's a little goofy. It's a little bit of a mystery on top of the mystery.
Yeah. So, today's episode is brought to you by what, Taya? Tell me yours first.
Oh, well, because we know what yours is. I'm gonna go with...
They don't.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna go with Stonehenge by Spinal Tap, because that was the song that I think started playing the first time they saw Andy's van.
Okay.
Really good.
That's really good. Mine is
Go ahead.
Can't Fight This Feeling by REO Speedwagon, which plays at the end of Horton Hears a Who.
Yes.
So, Fave Wiki? I want to say mine.
Yeah.
So, my favorite Wikipedia is this little John Wayne Gacy moment in the trivia section. While looking at Andy's van, Dean comments, not exactly a serial killer's lair, though. There's no clown paintings on the walls or scissors stuck in victims' photos. I like the tiger. Dean mentioned in clown paintings as a reference to John Wayne Gacy, who is known to paint portraits of his alter ego, Pogo the Clown, while incarcerated. In season 14's Lebanon, Gacy appears as a ghost accidentally released from his cigar box by teenagers in Lebanon, Kansas. If you know me, you know that I really like true crime, which is such a dangerous thing to say on the internet because people who like true crime are like freaks most of the time. But I'm just like, I feel like I'm pretty quiet about it. Like I like when I say that, I mean I'm not like actively sharing my thoughts on cases on the internet. I talk about it with my friends, but I like true crime and I love that little reference and also love the fact that he shows up as a ghost later. What the fuck, Supernatural? You're crazy.
We already talked about the Hitler episode today, so.
Yeah.
So mine, I'm gonna be real with y'all. This Wikipedia is so dry. Not our best. But I'm gonna go with this one because the way it's worded is just so funny. Is Moby Dick, 1851 novel. Dean says the bong they find in the back of Andy's van could belong to Moby Dick. That's the whole cultural reference entry. That's it. Dean says Moby Dick, and they go,
Wow.
that's Moby Dick.
That's so funny.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it in like an archival sense, but like it is very funny to me that they were like, this
hold
time
on.
he says Moby Dick is a reference to Moby Dick.
Sorry, I just looked at it again and I just realized I just read the part about Andy's license plate saying "Are you Obi-Wan?"
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't realize that.
Oh. No, they went full Star Wars.
Love that. So, my rating. Would you like to know?
Mm-hmm. I would love it.
I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10 Psychic Kids. I said it while watching. I did genuinely really like this episode. And I was looking through trying to see if that ties with any. The closest is I gave Something Wicked This Way Comes an 8.5.
Yes.
So, this one's pretty close to that.
I am on IMDb, and the IMDb rating for this episode is an 8.5 out of 10, which isn't the highest we've
Whoa!
seen, but
So close to me, though.
it's really good. And I know usually for this season I've been reading them, but honestly, a lot of these are long because people did really like it, especially the people who wrote about them. The lowest is an 8 of like people
wow.
who wrote a review. So people
Oh my
genuinely
gosh.
just like, usually there's one person who is like below a 5 and is kind of salty. So I'm just going to read you this one, which I think is very funny and is also from 2020.
Whoa!
It is titled Psychic, 8 out of 10. This ep is entertaining and adds to the plot of Sam's arc.
Shit, yeah.
That's the review. That's the review.
I
They
mean,
said what we couldn't in 40 minutes.
wow. We need to get this one on the show.
Shweta Fabum. Hit us up. So thank you so much for listening. We are back at it again, maybe very slowly. Life is hard. But thank you for listening. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, follow, leave a rating. You can rate on Spotify. We recommend it. You can follow on Spotify. We're also on Twitter. I'm going to try to use it a little bit more since we don't tweet often. We mostly just tweet the episode link. So I'll see if I can think of anything.
Yeah,
and then
sometimes
also,
I tweet if I know I'm gonna skip a week and it's my fault.
I should do that if I know it's my fault. And also, as I think I said this last time maybe, but the YouTube is way behind. It's uploading to YouTube is a hassle and a half, and I already have a hard time uploading regular episodes sometime. At some point, I will go back through and upload all the backlog to YouTube, but YouTube is not the best place to listen to this podcast. So we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and I think Google Podcasts. And as always, let us know if you'd like to hear from us anywhere else, and I will try to get that done.
Yeah, and here's why we're having a Friday episode this week. Yesterday I got home from work at 6:30 and basically fell asleep until midnight. So,
oh my god. You're valid.
Yeah. Thank you. Hey, Taya.
Hey, Haley.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
Are you ready for a Joe hunt?
I am. I would love some more Joe.
I am too. It's about time we have a girl for like 30 minutes.
Jesus Christ. I know. And the show ends up hating her so bad because the fan response was bad.
Yeah. But you
We
know
gotta
what?
fix this shit.
And we'll catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.